A huge amount of snow is barreling our way this week, and it's bringing with it heavy snowfall and intense ice storms. This isn't just a regular winter weather pattern. We're talking about a major shift in the jet stream heading into the northern United States. This shift is setting the stage for an Alberta Clipper to move in, and when it hits, expect heavy snowfall, massive ice storms, and lake effect snow that could really pile up. It's going to be rough out there, so make sure you're prepared. But hold on, because that's not all. After we get through this wild winter weather, we could be looking at a significant tornado season on the horizon. That's right, the rearrangement of atmospheric conditions could spark some serious activity as we move on past this winter. So in today's forecast, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about this Alberta Clipper and how active the tornado season could really be. Stay tuned and stay safe out there. And I want to begin with our precipitation rate for over the next 7 to 10 days. So this is how we can view all of the snow and rainfall that is going to be occurring as we move on into next week. Starting off right now, we have some rain scattered across the southeastern United States, as well as some snow up in the UP of Michigan and parts of northeastern Wisconsin. And then as we move on later into the day, this precipitation continues to stay as rainfall more in parts of the southeast, but as we get up into closer to Michigan and Wisconsin, it will continue to be some snow and sleet for the next fewish hours. But overall, nothing too crazy is really going to happen. But as we move on into later today, this rain continues to stay rain, pretty much the snow. We could see snow as far down as eastern parts of Tennessee and the Carolinas, as well as some light to moderate rainfall in parts of southern Alabama, northern Georgia. Continues to stay snow up in the north around Michigan, but there continues to be some snow in parts of the northeast, ranging all the way down to eastern side of the Tennessee. Now as we move on later into tomorrow, all of these rain showers start to move off of the eastern coast and into parts of Cape Cod, as well as some snow around them. And then we get some snow start to form back around the Dakotas, especially Minnesota, Iowa, which will hit parts of northwestern Illinois pretty hard as it moves on into Indiana and into parts of Ohio. The UP of Michigan and just Michigan in general is getting slammed pretty hard by some winter snow, which we could see potential of some very heavy snowfall, as well as lake effect snowfall around the Great Lakes as we move on into tomorrow about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. As we move on into Friday and into Saturday, the snow continues to stay up in the northeast, as well as some mixed precipitation on parts of eastern Tennessee. As we could see some snow and some rain on very parts of the eastern Tennessee area that borders North Carolina. Some snow continues to stay up in the northeast, but overall the United States is pretty quiet for storms and rain showers. But we do have some more rain showers start to form up near Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas on Monday, which could potentially form into some storms on the southern coast of Texas, Louisiana, and into Mississippi. And we could even be seeing some snow up in Alabama as we move on into Tuesday, January 20th, as well as some rain in parts of Mississippi and sort of mixed precipitation around the Tupelo, Mississippi area. This continues to sort of move off of the southern coast as we move on into Wednesday. And then into Thursday, we have some more snow and rain start to fire up in the northwest. Nothing too crazy is going to occur on into next Thursday, really, other than a few significant storms, very heavy snowfall, though, and potential for some mixed precipitation in some areas. Okay, now I want to go ahead and take a look at our total snowfall rates. Now, this will not all be falling at the same time, and do not expect all of the snow to be occurring at the same time and last as long as the areas that you were seeing, as this is the total snowfall rate. And there will be melting in between the snowstorms that we could see in this, so don't expect to get up to about 8 inches of snow at one time. It's just over the span of a few weeks. So starting off with right now, we've got some snow up towards the UP of Michigan, around the Great Lakes area and Wisconsin, especially parts of New York, and mainly around the Toronto, Canada area. But as we move on into later today, we could see some snowfall start to form up in Pennsylvania, into West Virginia, Kentucky, into Tennessee and South Carolina. So this snow really does start to creep south as we move on later on into the week, which we have not had an amount of snow in the south since last year on January 12th. It was exactly a year from 2 days ago. But the snow continues to sort of just build up, especially in parts of the northeast. The snow that made it down to the eastern Tennessee area is not continuing to creep down right now, but we still have some snow start to form up in parts of Illinois and Indiana as we move on into Friday till probably about midnight on to Saturday. It still continues to sort of build up, and then as we move on into the 18th and the 19th, some snow just starts to build up on the surrounding areas. Nothing too crazy is going to occur, but as we move on to the 20th, we could see some snow start to form up in parts of northwestern Mississippi, moving into northwestern and northeastern Alabama, covering pretty much the whole northern half of Mississippi and Alabama, which has not seen snow in a pretty good while, as temperatures have been upwards of 70 degrees in areas like Huntsville, Alabama, and more parts of northern Mississippi. Snow continues to build on parts of the eastern coast, especially parts of the Pacific Northwest. And snow just sort of continues to build around all of the snowfall that we are going to be receiving. And this is how much snowfall we could be receiving as we move on into Thursday, January 29th. Which, like I said, this is not all falling at one consistent time frame. This is from now until January 29th. So I want to go ahead and take a look at this one spot right here, close to Syracuse, New York. As we could see, snowfall rates of up to 42 inches, 49 inches, 24, 27 inches, 27 inches up towards the Pacific Northwest, 30 inches. We could see up to 47 inches of snowfall up in Washington, and a whole bunch of snowfall in the northeast. We'll be seeing up to 3 to 4 inches of snowfall up in the northeastern parts of Mississippi and northwestern parts of Alabama. But overall, a lot of snowfall will be dumped over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now I want to go ahead and take a look at our temperatures, as temperatures are not as hot as they were in my last video. I do apologize for missing an upload yesterday, and then 2 days ago from yesterday. But 2 days ago from yesterday, my Wi-Fi went out, and then yesterday my alarm did not go off in the morning, and I was sort of rushed to school, as I did not wake up until about 7:30. But starting off right now, this is what our temperatures are looking like. As you can see, this massive amount of cold air is starting to move into the northern parts of the United States. This is part of the Alberta Clipper that we were talking about, which could bring some Arctic air and some very cold temperatures to parts of the northern United States, especially parts of Minnesota and northeastern North Dakota. Overall, temperatures are not too crazy across the United States over the next few days. But we get this massive amount of cold air to dip down into even parts of like Gulf Shores, Alabama, and areas like Santa Rosa Beach. As we move on into Thursday, like I said, areas down as far as the Gulf Shores and Santa Rosa Beach could be seeing temperatures below freezing as we move on into Thursday later this week. Overall, nothing continues to be pretty crazy. Some heat starts to pop up, some more colder air. It just continues to be very inconsistent. Some hotter air just starts to like dip into the southern United States and sort of just gets rejected by all this cold air. But overall, the United States is going to stay pretty cold over the next few weeks, especially around like the 25th. But as we move on into my birthday, temperatures will be pretty cold all across the United States, and I could be even receiving snow on my birthday. So if you don't mind, as a birthday present, to go ahead and like and subscribe. But that was all we had to talk about today. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I just go live on. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I just post videos on. And then you can click right here to watch my latest video. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.